This is Factorio Meiosis, episode number 6. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. This is the episode where we actually start the series. I mean, everything we've done before has been awesome, and we are on episode 6, but that has all been prep work. We've been doing research, we've been killing aliens to get enough territory, we've been developing blueprints and future-proofing. Today we actually get to do the stuff I've been talking about the whole time, and see how it looks. See what it's like. Oh, I'm so excited. I've done a lot off camera since the end of last episode. At the end of last episode, what did we do? We set up the smelting for this giant guy, which was going to be the electronic circuit cell, where we were going to mine up the copper and iron and bring in additional iron, smelt all that up, and craft that into electronic circuits. That's no longer the case. Slight change. Now this guy is only going to be about mining and smelting copper. I've killed a whole bunch more aliens. Roughly 80,000 gajillion bajillion lived right in this range here. I killed them all, exterminated them, and expanded our epidermis, our wall, protective wall of turrets. So I took over this iron patch here. So these two guys are only going to be about mining and smelting iron and copper for the express purpose of making electronic circuits, but the electronic circuit cell itself is going to be somewhere else. Maybe up here. We've got a nice big open area with nothing else in the way. By the way, the more I expand into this map, the more I'm liking it. It has some cool water features, but not so much water that it just becomes kind of a hindrance to progressing. So that's what we're going to do. So I've made more blueprints. Last time, let's see, I don't think I had this hooked up. So previously, I had found, let's just go over some of the updates. I had found a balancer that looked like this, that was a 6-to-6 belt balancer, which we were going to use. I looked at most of my ore patches are going to end up having about 6 lines in them. This guy has 6, this guy has 6, this guy has 6. So 6-to-6 belt balancer, going to be a good idea. Turns out that balancer, as I suspected, doesn't work. It's not a complete balancer. This one that I found this is the correct 6-to-6 balancer, and it's it works out all right because particularly for my train offloading, I'm sending 3 belts to one side of the train and 3 belts to the other, and this guy has more of a natural split, 3-to-3. I like that. So that's what we're using. Then we've got our train loader. We had already done the inner section, the straight section, the return, like turnaround section, the gate. And now I have done the straight to 45 angle blueprints. So this guy goes from straight to 45. For instance, like up through here, we're just going to go 45-degree angle through a lot of that just because of the water and whatnot. It just makes sense, particularly through here. We're going to need a 45-degree angle to manipulate. I mean, we could go straight, and just zigzag, but it's a little bit cooler looking and more efficient even, a shorter distance if we go diagonally. So this is one turn. This turns left if you're going north, and the other one turns right if you're going north, and then I have a diagonal section. The way I got these to line up is you can just look at the power coverage of the substations. That's how I made sure they would line up. So I only put stuff in the areas where the substations were going to cover. So this guy has like a concave little end on either side. And these guys, for the curve section, you can see that they are convex on that corner. So they fit up nicely. And let's see. So this guy goes here. This guy goes here. I'm just using the symbols I have available to me. There's not that many. So for instance, I'm using a gear wheel for the intersection. And then I made this one, which is going to allow the train to leave our system and go pick stuff up or drop it off. So it's modified from the straight section, but it obviously has an exit there, and you can reverse it to go the other way. Whatever. Okay, so that's all of that. Then, also, I've set up a lot of smelting, as you can see. I think in this map save already, I have exceeded the total amount of smelters than I had in my original huge main bus series by a lot. Like if we click on a power pole somewhere, I currently have 277 electric furnaces. And we're just getting started. This is just for freaking electronic circuits, a lot of this. Oh, and I put down a bunch of solar panels, by the way. These are straight sections of my future rail system. I just needed a power stopgap until we get the actual rail down. So the way these guys work, and I have a blueprint for them right here. So we've got 6 lines coming off of our ore patch here, getting balanced, and then going back out. And it's just a typical thing, only instead of combining them here, I just kept them on their own rails. And we are trying to pay attention to the ratios for electronic circuits. So if you look at the total raw, it takes 1 iron to 1.5 copper. So we need 50% more copper than iron. So if I get a, let's see, do I have a blank blueprint? I do. So if we just do a sort of drag and drop here, this area has about 200-ish miners, but we're going to lose some of those. Like, for instance, this guy right here only has 13K expected. This guy has 5K, so they're going to empty out fairly soon. The guys in the middle have like 173K. So big difference. We're going to lose some of the ones on the outside. So I just sort of rounded down that number to a brief approximation and then tried to get somewhere close to that. So we had 200-ish drills. You wouldn't want 1-to-1, but we're going to lose some. So for the middle term, we're going to be smelting with 180 furnaces, and that's going to be going to a train. So 180 furnaces, if we were going to have 50% more copper production than iron production, that means we need 120-ish iron furnaces. It doesn't have to be exactly exact. I just want to get kind of in the right ballpark. And one of the cool things about this cell system is that every time I make a new cell, I have the opportunity to try a cool new design. So ordinarily, when you play Factorio, you probably have one big smelting area that does your iron and your copper and your stone and your steel. And they're probably all the same design. But because I'm going to be specializing stuff so much, every time I make a new one, I can try something different. So we can have all kinds of different little designs. It's going to be cool. I like that a lot. So what I did here is I just used the same smelting blueprint here. And instead of stacking them going to the right, because I didn't need as many, I bent them like this. So same blueprints, different design. I think that looks nice. It has the same balancer. Kind of looks like something from the movie Aliens, this thing. It's going to jump on your face and implant eggs in your belly. Okay, so we had 200-ish miners on the copper. This one has 170, but again, we're going to lose some. So we needed about 120-ish smelters. I've got 108. I might add, let's see. If I add another row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another row of 12, that would be 120. I will do that. All those guys are going to get hooked up. And what I should probably do, just so I know how much space I need, what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish up hooking up the rest of the smelting and connect it to this guy, the train offloading station. And then once we know where those are, we can start to lay down our railroad blueprints. Oh, finally. Well, they're done. I've hooked them up totally. Well, mostly. We've got the loading stations connected to the smelting, which is connected to the mining. The one thing I haven't done yet is figure out how we're going to refuel the locomotive with coal, and later on, I guess, with solid fuel. Do I have any locomotives here? No, I guess they're in my car. Come on, grab that. Okay, so the locomotive's going to be right there, obviously, and we're going to have some kind of way to get coal to a chest here to load coal back in the locomotive, and that coal will get there from the coal cell. But here's how here's how it looks. You can kind of just see that I started with 6 lines. They split up, went down, and because I had 6 lines going in, and they would go distribute the plates to the left and to the right, I ended up with 9 outputs, so I needed to split the middle one. Oops. Okay, there's a mistake here. This is output. This is input into the furnaces. I made a mistake. You caught it. You saw it. There we go. Okay, that should be right. Yeah. And since they were already balanced from this point, going into the furnaces and then back out, this should be balanced as well. I might make a 3-to-3 balancer in here. I got lots of space left over, but okay, enough talk. Talk is cheap. Let's add the little bit of belts that are missing, and let's watch it in action. Bam! Oh, by the way, did I mention this at the beginning? I researched logistics robot speed. Also influences the construction robot speed because they're part of the greater logistics system stuff, I guess, even though it doesn't say that. So you can see, like, this guy at the top is only half of a belt, and the guy at the very bottom is half of a belt. The guy in the very middle is a full belt, but he's getting split left to right. And then we're recombining the half of that belt and this half of a belt into a third belt. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So we should be able to just run by here and look at the numbers on the right. They're pretty consistent. Oh, I ran out of inserters. Okay, I need to go pick up some more inserters. But otherwise, 39, 39, 40, 40. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't think I will need balancers here. I might put them there eventually, but I think it's fine, at least for now. That's good. Let's go turn on the iron one. I'll fiddle with the inserters later. That's not a huge concern right this moment. I mostly want to get all this stuff connected up into one system. Okay, so here is the iron version. Slightly different, but similar. Similar parts, different configuration. And I haven't turned that on at all, so I just need to connect this to, like right here should be good. There it goes. So the mining is happening. Okay, and we're using 100 megawatts because these guys are now actually being used, the furnaces and the drills. So that's like an extra, like 50, 60 megawatts that I wasn't using before. So we need to get these solar panels and accumulators down ASAP. Oh, it looks beautiful. Look at it. Does that look awesome or what? Looks pretty cool. Okay, and then going back here to the plate output. Let's just see if I made any mistakes. Similar thing. We have 3 inputs getting split left, right. So we have 4 output belts. But the outer ones only have half of a belt's worth of stuff. So we recombine them right there. So we end up with 3 again. All these go out here. In the fullness of time, we can add like speed up modules and stuff like that. Speaking of which, next time I kill aliens, I really, I don't even have it researched. I really want this. I need to have this the next time I kill aliens so it'll go faster, so it's more efficient, so I need to start researching speed modules and efficiency modules. So I may as well be doing that. Okay, looks awesome. I have all of the inserters here, so you can just run down and see that the numbers all line up, 26 to 27. There is some... oh, you know what? I think what the difference is... So, some of the chests were slightly lower. It's because of the increased length. So, this guy has a bit farther to go than this guy. So, the iron just got there sooner. But in the long term, the belt should be fine. That looks awesome. All right, so right now, let's go put down the first actual... intersection section of our rail that we're going to hook up to everything. Speed module's done. Do the third one, please. And I actually left a little marker to myself where I was going to put it. Right here. That's the marker for the first intersection. So we're going to put that right about there. And then our straight section is going to go right there, but actually will probably be... Which one is it? It's the shotgun shell, because it splits. I have to use the symbols I have. It's going to be like that. And that's going to hook up to that. There will be some extra curves and stuff, but it'll work. Okay, I'm going to stand right in the middle. Okay, and then plop it on down. Where am I? I'm right... Because I lined this up with a bunch of different things, like the water features and the different cells and whatnot. Oh, and I probably need to jump into my car and get a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't have any rails. So we should probably change out. I don't need these for a while. Let's get a bunch of these. We will need substations. We will need chain signals. I will need gates. Okay, let's get back in range and watch the robots do their thing and do all the work for me. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see what we're up to here on the production tab. 1,600 solar panels. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good start. Here is your map view. Is that not starting to look pretty cool or what? Okay, so here are the parts we've been using and like using in blueprint form, looking at. But now they're actually laid out on the map. You can see the little gap here where the gate is to drive in between. There's one there, one there. I'm gonna have to come back through and lay down the roads with the concrete. That's also gonna help me just navigate the place via car. Because I'll give you an example. Like if I'm driving here, and now all of a sudden there's no gates visible, I don't know how to drive to get to the next gate if I need to get to the other side. So for instance here, I would have to drive over here to the gate. But when I have the road down, it'll be very easy to navigate. Just intuitively follow the road, follow the yellow brick road. Actually, it's going to be gray brick, although I did see a mod that lets you paint the bricks different colors. I saw someone using it to make pixel art stuff so that they could see on their map what different areas were doing with of making little icons. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I don't know if we'll do that, but we might. So I unplugged the cells because they weren't really doing anything. Let's see, I need to go find a gate, and I don't have the road down, so we're gonna have to just figure it out. I think I go down here. And here. Pretty good. And then up through here. So basically, so far I've connected up the coal and the copper to the overall rail system, and we have a little bit of a loopy bit here because we're going to have multiple trains going here in the future at least, and also because it didn't connect quite nicely. But if we have one train here getting loaded, we've got room for 1, 2, 3... 3 trains, and then this probably isn't long enough for a full train. We've got room for 3 trains to be backed up here, 3 copper trains, without causing any kind of log jams here. And similar thing with the coal, there is room for 1, 2, 3 trains to be backed up, waiting to pick up coal without slowing down everything we're doing. So those guys are hooked up and ready to be used in a train network. The one that I haven't hooked up yet is the iron, because the iron is going to be a bit tricky, and I think I need to cross the road back here. If I had my road network, I would just be able to see. But in the fullness of time, I have to make, guess what I've got to make? I got to make blueprints for the road network. Yeah, haven't got around to that. So many blueprints. People have talked to me. You guys have said in the comments that there is a different blueprint manager mod than the one I'm using that lets you store blueprints. Already I've got a lot. I might look into that. But okay, so the issue with this one is that he is next to a diagonal section of the rail line. And so what we're going to have to do is I need to, similarly to how I have a straight section, and then I have a straight section with an exit on it, I need to develop a, where did that go? Oh no, out of order. I need to develop a diagonal section with an exit on it so that we can merge onto a diagonal section if we need to. That's going to be kind of important. So that's another blueprint. That blueprint and all the road blueprints. And next time, what we're going to do a little bit of alien killing, not the whole episode. But I need to make, I haven't researched it yet. Let's get going on that. I need to make Power Armor 2. So that we can kill things a little bit more efficient manner. Also, I'll be able to hold more of these fusion reactors and personal roboports, so we'll be able to do more with the blueprints, which is really good. Also hold more legs. That is a 10 by 10 grid. This is only 7 by 7. That will be a major upgrade. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. We still have a lot to do, but we're making pretty good progress. I think we've actually got our rail system laid out. Like, actually, for real, on the map. And it just makes it look so much nicer. We will start to break down that stem cells little bit by little bit. As soon as we get some of these cells up and running. Anyway, okay, so that's it. That's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.